know, I am the executive director of PLEN. I think I've met or talked to most of you, either in person or on the phone. But it's great to see all of you. I know it's been I think an understatement to say it's been a challenging, whatever, 8 months or something. But you all are doing such amazing work at your schools, and every time we talk to your students, I think it's clear that they appreciate all of what you all are doing. So thank you, and I appreciate you guys sticking with us, and hopefully despite the craziness of this year, we can have a really productive, we can offer some really productive programming. I think one thing that makes PLEN unique and sort of a good fit maybe in this crazy world we find ourselves in is that we can, the overused word, the pivot word, but we can pivot really, really relatively easily to be, to kind of fill in gaps where they may exist for your schools. And so we really want to work with you all this year to continue to do that. I wanted to, this is not going to be a long call. We just wanted to kind of go over some quick details about what the year is going to look like. And we've changed up some things, including our registration is just a new system that we're using, which we hope will be possibly a little easier and sort of more straightforward. And then we also want to talk to you about deadlines and some of the promotional materials that we have that we've prepared for you all to use and share with your students and even other schools if you have relationships with other schools. So we made the decision to move all of our seminars virtual this year. There's a small possibility that we may be back in May, I think. But we decided to just move everything virtual, and then if we end up in person, then we will be pleasantly surprised. And yeah, so that's that. So with them all being virtual, we are trying really hard to make them as interactive as possible. We've had some really great feedback from students. The student feedback and your feedback is really, really important, especially this year. So we want to make sure that we're incorporating that. And we've already gotten, from the 2 seminars that we've had online, we've already gotten some really, really great feedback. We also hope that by making the seminars virtual, that they're maybe more accessible to more students. We've put a real emphasis this year on making seminars more accessible and kind of opening them up to students that maybe wouldn't have been able to go otherwise, either because of travel restrictions or perhaps they are, have a family that they can't leave. But we hope that the silver lining is that they'll be able to join these virtual seminars more easily this year. So we want to make it more accessible. That said, we know that financially, a lot of students, it's difficult for a lot of students to afford even what we feel is a pretty reasonable price to attend PLEN seminars. But we do have a limited number of scholarships available, which I think most of you know. But Mackenzie's going to talk about the deadlines for those. We're trying to raise as much money as we can to kind of give out scholarships. And unfortunately, we raise what we can, or we give out what we can raise. So it kind of depends on our fundraising in terms of how much we have. But we try to award scholarships to people who have real significant need, and kind of we feel are in a place to be able to really get something out of the seminar. And so that's kind of how we decide on scholarships. But hopefully we'll be able to provide, and we'll keep you posted on those as we get more money in the door for those. I think that I'm going to turn it over now. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say before I turn it over to Marwa is we do have, we're doing a new programming. Either some of you may be interested or others that are interested. We're doing these sort of curated programs for schools where classes, or so faculty who are running classes or other groups of students, we can curate a seminar for your school or for a specific group of students. So if there's programming that you're looking for, it's all on our website. If you haven't been there already, I suggest checking it out. But we've done a few now, one for Ithaca College, we're doing one for Texas Women's University next week. And so they're really kind of more tailored to what your school needs. For instance, we did the one we're doing for Texas Women's next week is a day-long seminar all on health policy. And so we're focusing it on a little bit of federal, sort of talking about federal health policy at the federal level, but also in Texas. So if there are things like that that you think might be of interest to your school or other schools that you know of, definitely reach out to us and we can kind of have a conversation about that, and kind of work with you to figure out what works. We really want to fill in the gaps where you all, I know, are kind of, you know, this year is going to be a challenge, and so we're trying to be as helpful as possible. So I'm going to turn it over to Mackenzie, I'm turning over to Marwa, sorry, who's going to walk you through our new registration process quickly. Marwa?
Hi, everyone. My name is Marwa O'Day, and I am the Programs and Development Manager for PLEN. Thank you for taking the time to join us, and we look forward to another amazing year with all of your students. So this year we are implementing a new and easier way for students to register for PLEN seminars. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes to walk you through the registration process. So just give me 1 second to share my screen. Okay. So the registration process contains 4 parts: contact information, ticket and guest information, additional information, and ticket confirmation. The contact information is fairly straightforward. It's what you can find on any other application: first name, last name, date of birth, and address. But I would like to highlight one key aspect, which is the mailing address. As you know, students attend PLEN from all across the country. And one way we like to connect with our students is by providing them with a PLEN package. With, you know, being in a physical virtual platform, we try to build that physical barrier by surprising them with a PLEN package. These packages vary from one seminar to another, but it contains things from PLEN notebooks to PLEN masks and other PLEN swag. Moving on to the next step is ticket and guest information. So this is extremely important for students to understand this step of the process. As you know, PLEN classifies the schools in 3 categories: member schools, associate member schools, and non-member schools. So it is important for the students to understand their school's membership status with PLEN, because it will determine which ticket to select. So ticket number 1 is for students who attend an institution outside of PLEN's member network. Ticket number 2 is for students who do attend an institution in PLEN's member network. And ticket number 3 is for students who do attend an institution in PLEN's associate member network. So ticket 1 through 3 is specifically for students. Ticket number 4 is for faculty, staff who attend an institution outside of PLEN's member network. Ticket number 5 is for faculty, staff who do attend an institution in PLEN's member network. So ticket 4 and 5 is a great opportunity for you and other faculty members to see PLEN seminar in action and get a better understanding of what PLEN offers your students. So ticket 1 through 5 requires students and staff to pay by card in order to register. Otherwise, if you are planning on paying by check, you can select ticket number 6. But for students, we do require them to get approval from their institution in order to select this ticket. Moving on to the next part, additional information. This is just a way to get to know your students a little bit better by allowing them to share their interest in public policy, career goals, and other information in order for us to tailor the seminar to their needs, if they apply on time. And then the last part is for students to confirm that they have selected the correct ticket. And after they click register, they will receive a thank you email and a receipt that would look like this, and a Google Calendar invite with all the Zoom links to the seminars. So thank you, and I could move to Mackenzie.
Thank you so much, Marwa. That was very helpful. So if you have questions about that, at the end, we'll get to the Q&A. But again, I'm Mackenzie Cool. I'm the Programs and Communications Manager. So you might have received some emails from me on outreach materials for the seminar, which I'll talk about a little bit here. But the first thing is that we have some registration and scholarship application deadlines coming up. A few of you have reached out to me already about this. The biggest thing to know is for our two upcoming seminars, that we've already extended the scholarship application deadline to Monday, September 14th. That was originally this past week. So just an update on there, as well as I'll be sending more emails out on that as well if you're on our outreach list. Our current registration deadline is September 17th for the Women Law and Legal Advocacy Seminar, but we are, for those of you on here, you get a little sneak peek, and we will be extending that to September 25th. We have that preliminary date to get students going a little bit, thinking about it, get all of you talking about it. Students aren't always the most time oriented, so we work with that, and we know that we'll need to extend it a lot of the time. So if you see those deadlines at first and you kind of start freaking out, just know that most of them will be extended. But once we hit that extended registration deadline, we would like that to be a cutoff. If you need more help, please let us know. Give us an email back. But we do have those deadlines, especially because we try to make the seminar as interactive as possible. It won't just be another webinar where they're listening the whole time. It will be interactive, and we put them in groups, and we know when they're there and we know when they're not. So definitely, we don't have that hotel aspect anymore, but we still need to know the students' names ahead of time so we can keep those activities very engaging and get them separated out into groups. So yes, and then we have our Women of Color Influencing Washington seminar. That is in November. Scholarship deadline as of now is September 25th, but will be extended to October 2nd. Registration deadline is October 16th, but will be extended to October 21st. Again, please let us know if you have any questions on those dates, but that is what we have for now. And then in terms of where those dates will be, they will be on the website as well as on all individual flyers for the specific seminars. And basically you can have access to those seminars either by electronically in this media kit that I often send out through the outreach emails, or we do have physical flyers available that we can send to you as well. Some schools are online, some schools are in person, but not a lot of people see physical flyers. So we do have those two options. So please let us know if you would like some mailing flyer or to be mailed flyers. We will be doing a feeler out just to see who does want them, but please let us know if you're like, I want those right away, and we can get those to you ASAP. As far as media kits go, hopefully you'll be able to see this. So I just clicked on the link, and this is a Google folder that essentially everyone should have access to, but there's a whole toolkit for each seminar. So let's say I have the law seminar. There's a list of all the dates for the seminars right there. That's the full seminars flyer. That's in every single folder, as well as like a specific toolkit, Google Doc that has more specific instructions on wording if you're looking to post in your school's Instagram, Facebook pages, those kinds of things. We have our brochure linked here, and then we have our individual flyer for the actual seminar. And this is where those deadlines are. All right. And that is the media kits. So again, those links will be sent out through those outreach emails, and to remind you about all the good deadlines coming up. Just want to make sure I got everything. Yeah. So otherwise, that's what we have for now. Sarah, you good if we go to Q&A? All right. Anybody have any burning questions? You can either chat them, or if you're able to, you can unmute yourself as well. We like to hear from all of you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hi, so I'm Krista Holland, and I'm with Carly at Luther College. And in the past, Victoria Chrisman has been helping students register, and she's on sabbatical this year. So I am taking over that duty. And we already have 3 students who have expressed interest in the first seminar, the law and legal one, and then the women of color. And I am trying to figure out how to actually get them registered. So my first question is, when I go to the website and click on register, it looks like it's an Eventbrite. Is that right?
Okay. Oh.
Go ahead, Sarah.
No, go ahead, Mackenzie. You're
No, we recently migrated to EveryAction, so we wanted to basically make sure we have that all under wraps, and Marwa was brilliant and figured everything out. So that will be the link. It will be the registration page that Marwa went over in this session.
Okay. Okay, so it's not active yet. Is that right?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. And then a quick question. Okay. And then a quick question on, if I'm trying to remember the registration pieces that Marwa went through. So the first part is the contact information, and that's for the student attending, correct?
Yes.
And then the second part with the tickets, I'm curious why there's a bunch of choices and quantities. Wouldn't it just be one ticket for that person?
some some schools register more than one person at once and just pay for all of their students at once. So that's why
so there'd be multiple contact information pieces that would come up?
Yes.
Okay.
We prefer to have the students register themselves because then they can sort of put in their own contact information and kind of the personal details about themselves. But yeah.
Sure. That makes sense. And then my last question is, how do we, again, I'm sorry, this is all new to me, apply for the actual scholarships? Like Luther College, we just registered as a member institution. Mm-hmm. And so tell me how I do the scholarship piece.
Yes. Mackenzie, do you want to take that? Okay. So there's on every seminar page on our website, there is a link to apply for a scholarship, or there's a scholarship, there's like at the top of the website, you can see where it says apply for a scholarship. And it's essentially, we ask for students to write 2 really short essays about why they're interested in coming to that particular seminar. And then we asked for their FAFSA form, so we can just gauge financial need. And then we ask for 2 letters of recommendation. And they submit everything via a Google form on the website. And then we will decide, we'll make decisions about who gets the scholarships. What we try not to turn anyone away. We try to give, even if we have limited funds, we may say, like, we can give this much money, to students. Do you want to split it up over, we can't pay for everybody, but we could put $200 towards the students that have applied from Luther. So how would you like us to split it up? Okay. We can work with you to kind of figure out what works best for you and your students.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mackenzie, Sarah, and Marwa. Good to see you again. I attended their first virtual back in May just to watch our students. I'm Samantha Johnson from St. Lawrence University and found it fascinating just to sit in the background and just listen to everybody. Two things. One with the scholarship, something that Sarah and Marwa and Mackenzie want to make sure is still true. You've always told me to encourage our students to apply for the scholarship first before registering for anything, and then you would let them know if they got their scholarship, and then also tell them exactly how they were supposed to, you know, when they were supposed to click on. We usually end up paying for our students when we can, so I usually end up getting billed after that. Okay, and then the information on the students, the address you want, would it be wherever they would be receiving that stuff right within the next couple of weeks? So if they're at school, I should tell them to use their school, and if they're at home, because we're going to probably have both. We have people at home that want to participate that are not on campus this semester. So, okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else?
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, I'm so sorry I can't turn on my video. Every time I turn it on, everything shuts down. We're having all kinds of fun with this stuff right now. So I'm sorry for that. I just wanted to let everybody know, for those who are kind of new to PLEN or have questions, I wanted to talk with someone who's at a college as well, in addition to the fantastic PLEN staff who are so great. Thank you all so much. I'm so excited about the seminars this year, and my students are too. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime, and I'll put my email in the link and my phone number too. You're very welcome to reach out to me. I'm at Hobart and William Smith Colleges in upstate New York, and we have been a long time member school. I also attended PLEN seminars when I was in college long ago at Rutgers. And I'm happy to answer any questions that folks might have, because I know sometimes it's just nice to talk to someone at another college and kind of get that perspective. So I'll put that in the chat, and anyone is welcome to reach out to me anytime. But it's also such a great opportunity for my colleagues to get to see what a PLEN seminar is like. And I just wanted to put a little plug in there, because it's what I'm doing at my school. I'm getting a lot of my institutional advancement, my fundraising people tuning in to one of the PLEN seminars this year, and my folks in career services, because they hear about this all the time, and I want them to be raising money for us to send more students to PLEN here. So just a thought for other folks at colleges who are really big fans of PLEN, or will soon be if you're new to PLEN. It's just so great when you can get some internal resources to be able to send more students to PLEN, because it does cost a lot when we are paying the PLEN fee, which I think is pretty reasonable, but then you're trying to get them there. In some case, if you're in Iowa or somewhere, fly them there and put them up at the hotel and everything, and that sometimes can be a little bit more costly. So it's nice to have some resources here. I've managed to put together a nice little budget, largely because I bring my alums who are coming to campus who have some resources in with my students who meet regularly as a part of PLEN. We have a pretty active PLEN chapter here too. So I just wanted to put that out there. And again, I'll put my contact information in the chat, or anybody in the PLEN office can share it with you. They certainly know who I am. But I'm really excited about this year, and I appreciate all the ways you guys are trying to think creatively, like all of us have been this year, which just is awful. But this at least is something I know and I love. So it feels something kind of normal-ish to me in a year that otherwise is not.
Thank you, Lisa. That's really helpful. I appreciate
Sarah,
it.
I'm wondering, to build on what Lisa just said, which is a great idea. I'm going to do that. I'll tell Lynn Fox about that too. When I participated as I guess chaperone, you had me pick one or two things each day, and some of these seminars are shorter. Would that be the same for if we have any faculty or any administrators that want to attend? It wouldn't be the all-day thing. It'd just be something of interest to them?
Yeah, that's totally fine. We try to share the agenda with folks beforehand if we can. We're always kind of scrambling to confirm speakers at the last minute, but usually sometimes we'll have breakout sessions that are simultaneously running, so you can, faculty can feel free to choose either one. And Lisa actually had a suggestion, and perhaps we can change the name of that ticket to be something different than chaperone, because you're right. I think that's a little confusing if they're not there in person.
Thanks.
But yeah, but they absolutely can choose whatever, kind of hop in and out. We use the same Zoom link the whole seminar. So we've had people, and we actually think that kind of makes it feel more like they're in person, because when the students are like going off to get lunch, we're just like, just turn off your camera and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. So it kind of works that way for faculty or staff that are joining as well. So yeah, they can just hop in and out whenever they want to. So.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I might add to that is just a lot of students can sometimes come in thinking it's like non-interactive, and they might turn off their cameras or think that they can kind of sit back and listen. It's we have them turn on their cameras. We want to see their faces, have a whole breakdown of instructions for them, and I think that can be a really helpful engager in that kind of a virtual seminar. So
Yeah.
I have a question. So hi Annie. Hi, good to see you.
Welcome back.
Also PLEN alumni. I did like 3 PLEN seminars back in college. I love the programming, and I'm happy that you guys were able to put this together. I'm curious about the media kits. How soon can we get those? Because I know there's interest in particular for the women of color, given FIU demographics. It's just they're really excited about that. I want to be able to start promoting as early as possible. So are you just going to send an email, Mackenzie, with those, or? Okay.
Yeah, so I'll actually drop the link in the chat right here, just
okay,
so you can have it now. But yeah, if you are on the seminar outreach list, you will also, like, I'll be linking it in those emails as well.
And that list is the same list that you use to let us know about this Zoom thing? Okay,
yeah, correct.
Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Hi, I have a quick question. So I'm Brittany from Smith College, not Smith, that's my alma mater, Bryn Mawr College. I was wondering about, so you mentioned just receiving feedback from students, and we at Bryn Mawr are very interested in what students are learning and the outcomes they receive from these PLEN seminars. So I was wondering if we would have access to these sort of evaluations or feedback that you guys get.
Yeah, we can definitely share some of that with you. We've done we've only gotten 2 rounds of feedback from the two virtual seminars that we've done, and we've just started to compile them, but we can certainly share that. Some of it is a little bit, I mean, some of it I'm not sure that will be super useful to you because it's very specific to like what we're, like our speakers and things like that. But for sure, we're happy to share that with you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I had a quick follow-up with that, Brittany. Are you like looking for Bryn Mawr specific student feedback?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Sometimes we're not always able to get student-specific institution-specific feedback because our surveys are anonymous.
I see.
So that's the only thing that sometimes we won't be able to get that back to you right away. Usually, though, we have other engagement pieces of what they've learned. So definitely, I have their pictures where they do this fun activity of what PLEN taught them.
Yeah.
I definitely have access to all those pictures and quotes and such like stuff like that. So yeah, that is what we have available immediately. That's
actually perfect.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Thank you.
That would be great. And I'm Katie from Bryn Mawr too, and thank you, Brittany, and particularly for what you're talking about in terms of sharing with development so that we can continue to get funding for it. So any of that, if they don't have time to sit in on it and see it, I think those things make it come to life, and that can be shared in different reports. So that would be wonderfully helpful to increase that.
Thank you.
Great.
That's
awesome.
helpful.
Thanks. It's a great suggestion. Yeah, thanks.
Hey folks,
Great.
I just have a super quick question. As I'm Chinako, I'm from Mount St. Mary's University. Nice to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you.
Kind of new to this, but I know that our AVP is also on the board for PLEN, so she's awesome. I'm working on some of our social media posts and was wondering in the Media Kits Google Drive if we can get some JPEGs or PNGs of the PLEN logo, just so that we can put those on our social media stuff too. I know that there are a few different logos, but that would be super helpful for us.
Definitely, I can add those right away.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. All right. Well, I know it's 4:30 and we know you're all busy people. So thank you for joining. If you know of any other schools that are looking for things to do with their students and they need some programming, you know, if you have them reach out, we're happy to tell them more about that. Because we're, you know, we know it's a tough year, and we hope we can, like I said, fill some gaps that you all might have. So good luck with the semester, and hopefully we'll talk to you over email and phone as the weeks go on here.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thanks.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.